As the sun set over the Philippine coast, the rumble of military exercises echoed across the waters, a stark reminder of the growing volatility in the Indo-Pacific. The annual Kamandag, venom drills, involving thousands of U.S. and Filipino Marines, are more than just routine. Conducted just 800 kilometers from Taiwan, these exercises have taken on a new significance amid escalating tensions with China, whose territorial ambitions are increasingly clear. What once might have been a standard display of military cooperation has now become a critical component in a broader geopolitical contest that threatens to reshape the region's future. In a world already brimming with diplomatic uncertainty, the Kamandag exercises represent more than just strategic defense. They are a symbol of resolve. Both the United States and the Philippines are sending a clear message: preparedness in the face of China's assertiveness, particularly as Beijing ramps up pressure on Taiwan and intensifies confrontations in the South China Sea. As Beijing continues to assert its dominance, these exercises reveal the fragile equilibrium of power in the region, where a single misstep could cascade into conflict. This year's Kamandag drills are among the most extensive to date. They involve live fire exercises, coastal defense training, and joint operations on Luzon, Palawan, and smaller islands near Taiwan, aimed at bolstering the defensive capabilities of both the U.S. and Filipino forces. The northern coast of Luzon, positioned strategically near Taiwan, serves as a critical defense line not only for the Philippines, but also for broader U.S. interests in the Indo-Pacific. Despite Major General Arturo Rojas of the Philippine Marine Corps reiterating that the drills were planned well in advance and are not a direct response to recent regional tensions, their timing is difficult to ignore.
Firing those missiles within our territory or exercise area, I think we have the freedom to conduct that exercise, no? Or that event.
The Philippines' proximity to Taiwan places it at the forefront of any potential conflict in the Taiwan Strait. Moreover, additional contingents from Australia, Britain, Japan, and South Korea underscore a united front among allies against growing Chinese militarization in the region. For the Philippines, this isn't just about preparedness for external threats. It's about reaffirming sovereignty over contested areas. The South China Sea has become a flashpoint, with Beijing aggressively laying claim to nearly the entire region, despite international rulings. The frequent targeting of Filipino vessels by Chinese maritime militias has brought these disputes to the surface, leading to dangerous confrontations like the October 11th incident near Thitu Island, where a Chinese ship sideswiped a Filipino patrol vessel.
Starboard stop. Speed.
Speed, sir. 0.7. That's our point.
The Kamandag drills unfolded against a backdrop of heightened tensions around Taiwan. Just days before the exercises began, China conducted large-scale military drills of its own, with a record 153 Chinese military aircraft flying near Taiwan in a single 25-hour period. These actions, part of Beijing's ongoing campaign to intimidate Taiwan, were dubbed a stern warning to Taiwan's government, which China views as separatist. Beijing's military maneuvers around Taiwan are part of its broader gray zone strategy, applying continuous pressure short of war. These tactics aim to wear down Taiwan's defenses and demonstrate China's resolve to prevent any formal declaration of independence.
你提的这个不是个外交问题，建议你向中方的主管部门了解。我可以告诉你的是，台独与台海和平水火不容，台独势力的挑衅必然会遭到反制。中方一直致力于维护地区的和平稳定，这个地区国家是有目共睹的。那么，如果你关心台海的和平稳定，首先要做的是反对台独。
While the exercises stopped short of live fire drills, the message was clear: China is ready and willing to use force to achieve its goals. Taiwan, under the leadership of President Lai Ching-te, remains defiant, calling China's provocations unacceptable and vowing to protect its sovereignty.
民主自由在这块土地上成长茁壮，中华人民共和国无权代表台湾。
The island's response has been measured yet resolute, with Taiwan's defense ministry dispatching its own military forces to monitor Chinese movements. However, the frequency and intensity of China's military exercises have raised concerns about the region's stability. Despite the steady resilience displayed by the Taiwanese government, the looming threat of conflict grows more palpable.
我们愿以最大诚意、尽最大努力争取和平统一的前景，但绝不承诺放弃使用武力。这针对的是外部势力干涉和极少数台独分裂分子及其分裂活动，绝非针对广大台湾。
As China continues to flex its military muscle, the U.S. and its allies are faced with the challenge of balancing deterrence with de-escalation. The Biden administration has expressed serious concerns over Beijing's increasing militarization around Taiwan and the South China Sea, calling for restraint and a commitment to international norms. The Kamandag exercises, while defensive in nature, signal the U.S. commitment to maintaining stability in the Indo-Pacific. Colonel Stuart Glenn of the U.S. Marine Corps highlighted that the Kamandag drills aim to strengthen crisis response capabilities, particularly in the face of unexpected contingencies.
This exercise, regardless of what's going on geopolitically, is going to happen, and it's to benefit really the Philippine Marine Corps, our partners and allies in the region, to come together to get better, to respond to anything.
The presence of allied forces from across the Indo-Pacific signifies a broader coalition that seeks to counterbalance China's growing influence. Japan and South Korea's participation in the exercises also signals a united regional front, particularly as these nations face their own security challenges related to North Korea and China. Yet, the delicate balance of deterrence in the Indo-Pacific comes with significant risks. The region, already plagued by overlapping territorial claims and rising nationalism, remains vulnerable to miscalculations. A single incident, such as the collision near Thitu Island or the aggressive maneuvers by Chinese forces in the South China Sea, could quickly spiral into a larger conflict with global ramifications. The significance of these military exercises cannot be understood in isolation. They reflect a broader geopolitical contest in the Indo-Pacific, where the U.S. and China are vying for influence over a region that will shape the future of global security. The South China Sea, one of the world's busiest maritime routes, is not just a flashpoint for territorial disputes, but also a key arena for economic and military competition. China's relentless pursuit of dominance in the South China Sea and around Taiwan is not merely about territorial control. It is part of a larger strategy to project power and challenge the U.S.-led order that has dominated the region for decades. As Beijing builds artificial islands, strengthens its military presence, and disregards international court rulings, the Indo-Pacific becomes a battleground for influence where smaller nations, like the Philippines and Taiwan, find themselves on the front lines. For the Philippines, the Kamandag drills are a reminder of the importance of its military alliances, particularly with the U.S., as it navigates the complexities of its relationship with China. While Manila seeks to avoid direct confrontation, it is acutely aware of the necessity of deterrence in the face of China's expanding ambitions. Taiwan, too, stands as a beacon of resistance in an increasingly militarized region. Its determination to maintain its democratic identity and sovereignty in the face of mounting pressure from Beijing has garnered international support. Yet, as China continues to escalate its military activities, the prospect of a full-scale confrontation looms ever larger. As the Indo-Pacific becomes a theater of military posturing and strategic maneuvers, the risk of conflict is more pronounced than ever. The Kamandag exercises, while defensive in intent, are a stark reminder of the high stakes involved. Both the Philippines and Taiwan, despite their differing geopolitical contexts, find themselves at the forefront of China's ambitions. The next decade will likely see an intensification of these dynamics as the U.S. and its allies work to counter China's growing influence. Whether through military drills, diplomatic engagements, or economic sanctions, the Indo-Pacific is set to remain a focal point of global strategic competition. The challenge for all players involved is to manage these tensions without sparking a conflict that could engulf the region and the world. Thank you for tuning into our channel. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of global issues.